People think this all the time, and I'm here to lay down the truth. Is guiding a dream job? That's right. It's a question I get all the time. Some people always ask me, like, is it all it's cracked up to be? Is it awesome? Is it everything? I've got a lot of opinions about being a fishing guide. I've been doing it officially for a decade. I started my business in 2012. That's when I got hurt playing baseball. Started Dreamcatcher Guides. Been doing it for a decade. First couple years, like 100 or so trips, and then 200 plus trips since. Last 2 years, I've done over 300 trips in the year. But anyways, I love being a fishing guide, but there are absolutely times where it is, pretty difficult to say the least. You see it all. You see it all. I mean, I could tell you story and story and story of just absolutely crazy things that have happened. Interesting people I've taken. I've taken celebrities fishing. I mean, I've taken some of the wealthiest people in the world fishing. I've taken some big name musicians. I mean, just really cool because you just get to meet all sorts of kinds. But I will say this. It is one of the most stressful jobs. And hear me out. I know, obviously, there's heart surgeons, there's brain surgeons, home builders, nurses, police officers. I mean, I get it. There are tons of stressful jobs. But I think the one thing that constantly is like always on me is the pressure to perform. And let me tell you something. That's really tough, especially in my position. We create content. I put myself out there. I put content out there so people can judge for themselves. Who I am, my personality, my business, all sorts of things. I put myself out there. But the reality is when I make videos, obviously I'm posting videos of catching giant fish or a bunch of fish or something really unique, a unique bite, or using a big swim bait, and all these different circumstances, conditions, everything. And the reality is, guys, it has taken me my entire life. I've been fishing literally since I could walk. But I've been guiding, like I said, for decades. So call the bites that I've figured out. I have been doing them for 10 years at roughly 200 trips a year. 2,000 trips on the water. I am always on the water, right? So there's certain bites that I know unequivocally they're the best bite on the lake, like bar none, best bite, it's what's going on. And then there's talent levels of customers that I deal with. And sometimes the bite is really high. Like the talent level, you have to be really good at casting a 6-ounce lure and a spot about that big, this far from the bank, that far out in front of a fish, gentle landing. That takes that kind of skill. And that's the bite, 100% the bite that's going on. But I have a customer who's, hey, I've been bass fishing for 3 months. I don't know how to use a spinning rod. And so you're constantly trying to bridge the gap. And it is difficult because, once again, people watch the videos. People hit up the YouTube channel. They're like, man, that's so sick. I want in on that action. And listen, expectations are really high, which means there's a lot of pressure on your boy. And sometimes I don't fulfill expectations. I'm not all I'm cracked up to be. I promise you that. You meet me, you'll be disappointed. There's an expectation. There's skill level. There's all these things. So there's a constant pressure. And listen, it's really fun. I enjoy moments with people catching giant fish, lots of fish. I enjoy that. I enjoy making memories with people. I have people write me letters all the time, said, hey, I went out, that was the best fishing trip ever, or hey, I caught my personal best with you. I want to thank you. And that is freaking awesome. But let me tell you something. Fulfilling expectations is always a difficult thing. I don't really care what profession you're in. Sometimes it's hard to have a 100% track record in fulfilling expectations, but that's the truth. There's it's expensive. Guiding's expensive. I literally we break at least 2 rods a week. Gas is not helping us at all, and your equipment constantly getting tore up. I mean, last year I think I went through 3 hubs on trailers, 6 tires, and not to mention I tow in the mountains, so I go through 2 sets of tires on my truck up and down, the windy serpentine roads. So, and then that's the other thing. Golly, holy cow, you tell people, hey, I've had to go up on my prices because of gas, and they expect your business as a fishing guide to be the only one that didn't get more expensive with the inflation. It's like, hey, my lures are more expensive. I have shortage on lures. My gas is going up. And then you're like, hey, I had to raise my price by $100. And people lose their minds. Like, hey, I'm sure you love to be provided for too. I'm just trying to put food on the table for my family. But, you know, it's weird too, you know, because I'm doing, as a guide, I'm doing something that people think is like, that's their hobby, that's their passion, they enjoy it. And it's my job. They constantly say this, well, a bad day of fishing beats a good day of work. And I'm like, this is my day of work. It needs to be good. Like, I fiend for good days at work, you know, because it is my work. So, you know, and that is great. I love guiding people that don't have expectations. Like, hey, I know we're patterning wild fish. I know there is these weather conditions. I know I'm not expecting much. I just want to go out, have a good time, and learn. Those trips to me are the trips that kind of free me up, you know, because once again, like, I have people all the time. I had one guy, you can go find his Google review. He's like, hey man, I only want to target 5 to 6 pound smallmouth. And I'm like, yeah, so do I. I would love to only target 5 and 6 pound smallmouth. But considering we've only caught like 3 6-pound smallmouth in 10 years, and probably way more 5-pounders, but I'm like, dude, once again, expectations. You get it all. You get to see it all. You get to hear it all. But that's why the reality is you can't always control the fish, but you can control the experience. As a guide, I can control the experience. And you know what? I try to have fun. I try to cut up, educate, make jokes, all kinds of stuff. And to me, that's where it's at, is enjoying the experience. I can control the experience. I can't always control the fish, but it's a tough job. I mean, it's tough. You're waking up, listen, I wake up every morning. I wake up at 4:45. I make coffee, I make some eggs, I pack my lunch. Honey, if you're watching this, please help me out and pack some of my lunch. I'll keep doing it. But it's a beast, straight up. You know, you're out on the water, getting absolutely torched. Think about this. There are a bunch of people that work outside. I am in the sun all the time. People always guess my age. I'm 29 years old making this video right now. People are like, how old are you, about 40? I probably look 40, I'm in the sun all the time. And I don't do a great job of wearing sunscreen or sun protection. Anyways, it's a beast. Guiding is a beast. From waking up early every day, grinding on the water, trying to bring people's dreams to fruition, really. I mean, that's what we are, right? We're dream catcher guides. We're Dream Catchers Fishing Supply. Our goal is to help you reel in your dream catch. And we want that. I tell people all the time when we have tough days, you know, like, hey, I want a better day than you want a better day. I can assure you that, because if you're happy with your experience, chances are you rebook. And obviously that makes, we have a ton of return customers. I mean, literally 65% of our customers are return customers. We do 400 trips a year. A lot of people love Dream Catchers Fishing Supply, Dream Catcher Guides. So we do a really good job, but man, there's always people that have unrealistic expectations, and there's a skill level and a bite always going on. And sometimes it's as easy as throwing a wacky rig and letting it sink, and you can take a skill level from anywhere and bridge that gap. But sometimes it's a really dialed in bite and a lower skill level or so forth. So it's always hard work, it's always pressure, it's a grind trying to make it happen. But you know, I can't imagine doing another job, seriously. Of course, I'm pretty much a fishing bum. So that's pretty much, that sums up guiding. That's the reality of being a fishing guide. So can you make some good money doing it? You know, if you run the numbers on it, if you do 300 trips a year at $500 a trip, that's $150,000 minus expenses and everything. You can make like 60 grand. Is it worth the headache, the sunburn, the future skin cancer, and everything else that comes with it? I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. Anyways, that was everything that I wanted to talk about. That was word vomit and honesty. They say a drunk man's mouth is a sober man's heart. I'm not drunk, but that was my heart, and yeah, so that's where I stand. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. I'm out. Peace.